Right, I have gone live again. I wasn't going to, but these guys have come out. It's always the way, isn't it? You go and sit down. And look who's come to join us. So Lottie's come up to the front of the tank. And Jellybean has as well. Hi, Jellybean. I'm going to keep this one short. We'll do 10 minutes at the most. So this is simply you getting a chance to watch them all.
With the roll-ups and the flyaways, they all came together tonight. It's your night tonight, isn't it?
Chris is very humbling, like to do in front of you guys. Thank you for getting the way. It's just bucket list ticked off. Thank you.
It's the only time Tim has skates up, isn't it?
But he has come from a warrior, hasn't he? So
absolutely, the contrast has been great tonight. It's lovely to see that diversity bringing to the ice.
Thank you, judges. Thank you.
Well done, you two. That's it. Who should take the title? Give us a reminder of their grand final performances.
Invested in it.
When it comes to your budget, the original budget was about 50 to 60,000.
Yeah, well, it's wishful.
How much have you spent in total? Everything.
Total budget started for this has been 84,000.
That's pretty good. That's very good.
Yeah, I don't think that's
So, how's life going to be now?
life's going to be a
Well,
lot easier.
Seeing Louis just having that independence to walk around on his own, that's massive, it's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So, much you feel proud of what you've done? Come on. A little bit, yeah. I love how modest you are.
Yeah, we are all proud of him.
Yeah.
All my friends say that we're on side and all the family.
And what Matt has done for his sister and his nephew is off the scale incredible. This bakery was in such bad condition, most novice renovators would run a mile. And remember,
Careful,
he's
you
a
two.
plumber by trade, that's his bread and
Careful.
butter, and he's turned his hand
Play too
to
rough.
nearly every single trade to bring his home in on the lowest budget. Charlene and Louis now live in a picturesque village with a beautiful period home.
Next time, a newly engaged couple embark on an unusual first home together.
I mean, it's always going to look a bit like a barber shop.
Don't have too much barbershop stuff. People will be knocking on the door.
On the haircut, but what they uncover could leave them tearing their hair out.
That was not in the original plan at all.
It was. It came as a bit of a shock.
Can they pull this renovation back from the brink?
Is this the old barbershop? I'm not joking, I didn't recognise it.
Bill Bailey's footsteps and stories of Sean Ryder in new perfect Hogwarts. Stream or watch tomorrow at 9 over on 4. Next year on Channel 4, Halloween and
Thank you very much.
Start Your Death.
Right, we better move you back out a bit. This is definitely something for me to do with the GoPro rather than the phone, isn't it? So I will get the GoPro set up so that I can leave you just watching these guys. Hey boy, someone sent you some love hearts. I will be doing more and more filming with these guys over the next few weeks, so subscribe if you want to keep up with them. Some videos I'll talk you through things, and others I'll just leave you to watch and enjoy. Move you along. Yeah, for a wider view. You can hear the puppy playing in the background. Right, I have found the last few worms before my new worm order arrives this week. So I'm just preparing them, so in 2 minutes I will feed them. Right, I've just watched up the worm tubs, and in the last one, because I sort of use them in order, there are more worms than I thought there were, so we will give them a quick feed. Let's put a couple down in front of Jack's. I usually feed Jack's first, so we'll pop a couple down there. There you go. That's him eating. He'll come back for another one in a bit. Let's just prop you up with Lottie again while I get another couple of worms ready. This is what I didn't want. I didn't want him shuffling off to the back, so let's get a couple down in front of his nose. So they weren't quite close enough to him, but you should be able to detect those and come forward and take them if he wants them. Let's see if he's hungry. So as I said, he wants to, but he's now got Jack's pinning him to the back by his tail, which really isn't helpful. So let's see if he can manage to get a couple. And then the last to eat will be Jellybean, and he likes to take his time. So again, Lottie's hungry, but you can see, not deliberately, but Jax is pinning him to the back with his head. Has he managed to get one? Oh, well, we go a bit closer. Okay. Lottie says, I've grabbed it the last couple of times and I couldn't get hold of it because Jax is pinning me down. Right, I'm going to drop one more in, see if I can actually get it right on his head. See how accurate my aim is. It is that movement that makes them grab. So let's just put one more down. There's a leaf above him, which is what's making this difficult. So he's got plenty of options now. That worm is tying itself in a knot. Oh, Jax, will you get off him? Pinning him to the back is not very fair, is it? Let's move along and see if Jellybean can get any. Right. Just move along to Jellybean. Like I say, he usually eats last. He is hiding behind the plant today. So we'll see whether we can get anywhere near him, and whether he's hungry at all. He might not be. But there we go. Yep, so he's hungry. He's taken one. Let's see if I can angle you a bit better. He goes, he's very happily had one. And they'll have 2 or 3 each of this size worm. And I feed them usually 2 to 3 times a week. I've put in enough for 3 per axolotl so that no one goes hungry. I'm surprised though that Jax hasn't come back out yet. Usually he'd be back out wanting more, which would free up poor old Lottie to be able to come and eat some. Oh, so now someone's flapping their floofs. And that is a much happier Jellybean than earlier. So for those of you who've watched him this evening, he was a bit sort of hidden away, not overly bothered. Now that is one happy smiley axolotl, isn't it? Hey, feeling a bit better. Unfortunately, the tank's just steaming up a bit where I've been washing out the worm containers. So what I do, I have a system of 6 containers, and when the delivery arrives, I portion it up. I keep 1 container in the house, the rest live in the garage, and then I feed each container of worms once a week with fish food and some fresh soil. I used to use peelings and things, but I lost a lot of worms doing it that way, so I now just stick to fish food and fresh soil. A shame it's steaming up a bit. It's better. Let's just put you down with Lottie for a minute. The poor chap is struggling with Jack still pinning him to the back. Dial in for David, you're absolutely right. They are just endlessly fascinating. And I love how their personalities change every day. Like during one feed, it might be one that's up the front, keen and eager. Next day, it's someone completely different. How can these little amphibians have so much character? But they really are brilliant. Now, you wouldn't usually take a second one yet, but as Jellybean is looking quite so keen, I will just drop another one in front of him. I've got to use these worms. This is my last of my supply now, so it's now a case of me ordering more in. As I was saying, I was hoping the local new pet shop would be opened soon enough that I wouldn't have to get another order online, but that's not happened. My own fault. Okay, he really is hungry. So yeah, that is unusual for Jellybean. He is one hungry axolotl this evening, aren't you? Okay, and just angle you up. See his little mouth and his little face. So yeah, he really was hungry. And this is, like I say, you can never count on them. Jax is one who usually picks so many. And then I have to make sure that Jellybean gets his share. But tonight it's Jellybean who's hungry. Poor old Lottie is hungry. I don't know if he's still pinned by Jax. So let's just prop him there for a moment. And put another worm down in front of him. It's just a bit difficult with those leaves there. Yeah, you can see he's hungry. We need to get Jax off of him. He won't go without. Once Jax has shifted himself, then Lottie will go hunting and he will get to eat. But I can't believe I've never seen them do this before. It's purely accidental. But it is just that Jax dived around there with that first worm of his, didn't he? And has just pinned Lottie to the side using his tail. Right, I've got one more. One tiny worm. Let me just chuck these in, and then they can all go hunting and find them as they want them. See, poor old Lottie, he's even given up trying to grab at them, knowing that his tail's going to pin him back. You are mean, Jax. Just move, mate. I'm putting the last couple down near Jellybean, as he actually seems to be really hungry tonight, but they haven't gone down close enough to him. So he'll get those a bit later on. If he's still hungry, he'll come out for them. So they've all got plenty of worms available. I do believe, like I've said many, many times, in them having a really good feed less often and having as many as they want to eat. This is weird. Again, Jellybean's not often in these ceramic pots. He prefers to sit up in this one. And that's usually his one. He sort of balances around in there. It's usually Lottie who's in the ceramic pots. So it's really sort of interesting seeing how they've all changed around tonight. And I knew they weren't behaving quite the same as normal, which is why I started filming. It's very rare for me to film on a weekday evening. But they were just behaving not quite like themselves. Really interesting. Right, it's no good. This was only supposed to be a 10-minute video. And then I decided to feed because I found more worms while I was doing the washing up of all their worm tubs. So I really need to get to bed. The cats have already put themselves to bed and the dogs are asking to go. So I think it really is time to settle down for the evening. Good boy. Good boy, Merlin. So lovely of you to join me. I will do more of this. You all seem to enjoy it. So particularly when they're up the front and being more interactive, I will make live feeds. And as I've said in their album, Axolotls in a Live Plant Aquarium, you'll find lots more videos from them. But it's been really nice having you all along this evening. I'm really glad you've enjoyed it. It has made me think I'll do more of this. So there we go. Good night, Jellybean. Good night, Lottie. And Jack's at the back, who was the star earlier, is now faded out. So that is time for them to have their lights off. So that's them put to bed. The cats have already put themselves to bed, but have just woken up because I went towards the back door and they might get some treats. So it's bedtime for all of us. Lovely. Hello, you good boy, Hugo. Hey, is it bedtime, darling? Lovely to see you all. Take care. We'll see you all again soon.